gonna let you ride in the back and stretch out, okay? That way you can stretch your legs, because I took the seat out here to have the whole back to yourself. Let's get in and talk in the car so we don't run over you. I've got the air going and it's blowing all my cold air out. I'll shut the door when I get in. Are you able to get up there? Here, wait a minute, wait a minute.
No, I can do it.
Don't. Is it a drop?
Where's the belt?
Hey, Penny. 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 Penny, before you get in, go out my car door. I didn't lock it up. It's on the door. You want to leave that bag sitting in the front seat? What do you think? It's not as noticeable.
Huh?
I'll tell you in the car.
Where'd you get your jersey at? I like that.
I ordered it from Singapore.
Where?
And I had it custom made.
Where'd you order it from?
There's a place online. Here's your Coke. There's a cup holder. I said it's Coco Chanel, and I don't think anybody Postman's already been here, but I went ahead and put it in the floorboard so you can't see it. Just be careful.
The stuff in the front seat you put in the back?
Huh?
No.
I can, but I don't want to crowd you out up there.
No. The stuff in my floorboard in the front seat, you put it in the back seat?
No, I put it right underneath the driver's side steering wheel.
Where you couldn't see it?
Yeah. Because with it being black floors and black bag, you couldn't see it once I shut the door. If they were looking in.
Kathy's already called me. She's at work. Jill's there. She said that Jill and Judy would talk me to do.
Well, Casey's chomping at the bit waiting on you to get there. He's already called twice.
Penny, why do you tell people that I'm coming and then...
Because, Mom, if I showed up in his driveway without you, without calling it first, he might not be there. He works for Mark now, and he's doing house construction.
I told you I don't want anybody to miss any work.
He's not missing work, but tomorrow, that way they can work around to visit, and he's been wanting to see his grandma too long. I'm not going to have him miss it. And Casey really is a big person about cooking on the grill. So if he offers it to you, they've got groceries and they've got Medicaid that pays for the groceries. So if he says that he wants to cook on the grill, now I told him probably Mom and I will come for a little while, take Landon to Golden Corral, and then we'll come back. And he said, well, what, you know, anyway, if he says, well, I would rather you guys just stay here and visit and play with the babies and eat with me and let me cook out for you, then that's what he wants to do. He wants to be proud and show you his house and his family. Then I don't want to deprive him of that. And he, you know, he's looked forward to it for too long. I don't want to, he's busting at the seams to show you his kids and his house and everything. You know, but I told him if it's a lot that, you know, neither one of us have had dinner, we can also go, and I offered to take him to Golden Corral with us, and I said we could do some in my car and some, see that seat just pops out of the floor to make it more car seats in here, but it's a stow and go, so you just flip it and it folds down into the floor. Which, when I'm not using that seat, makes it kind of easier to get in and out of for everybody. Because if I'm hauling Landon around, then I like to have that space open, because I can get in and buckle his car seat right here. And also, whenever I'm loading passengers, if I'm not doing what they call XL, which is a full 6 people in the car on a Friday night or a Saturday night, then I just leave that seat out and let them sit here, here, there, and there, and that's 4 seats, and that's all they're paying for anyway. Then they can get in and out a little bit easier. But you know, when they're already drunk, trying to get in a van over your seats.
You just got people at the airport.
No, I was trying that, but gas prices jumped so high. The airport's 45 minutes away. And you have to go in there and sit in the queue for so long to wait for your next airport run that it gets to the point where if you're waiting 2 hours for one ride that's going to pay you $20, that's 2 hours that you could have been out just driving, and you took all that gas to get up there. And when gas jumped almost $3 a gallon, it just wasn't worth it to go up there anymore. But I keep having to change the business model and change the area where you go. You know, it just constantly changing depending on what gas is and what your schedule is. But anyway, so that it's handy to have the seat go into the floor so I can just get stuff if I need to. I had taken over some things. I got a wagon for the kids and took that over there, and like now with all this stuff we're taking over there just to be able to haul it all over to them. It makes it easier without all the seats in. But you know, used to with minivans, if you had to take seats out to make room for it to be cargo carrying, you had to put them in your garage or something. You literally had to unbolt them from the floor. So the fact that it just folds up and goes into the floor is super easy. So I saw that Andrea and Pam went to a concert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're loving that, huh?
I just tell her somebody I'm not having something to do with, and she'll for damn sure want to have something to do with it.
That's so strange. Isn't it strange?
She's not loyal.
Well, that's the same way she did whenever I was going through all that with Katie and Connie, and had such a stressed relationship with Mason when he was a baby.
Back?
Huh?
Did she ever come back?
Who?
Pam.
No.
So what was the point?
She put me through all that, and she was friend requesting all of Casey's family on that side like they were her best friends. She friend requested Katie, she friend requested Connie, she friend requested all of Katie's family. And then had Jenny and all of them requesting.
Her and Jenny's not having anything to do with each other anymore.
After she got the post office job?
Well, they kind of patched it up, and I don't know. She says that Jenny's befriending false girlfriend or something.
Well, Pam's lost a ton of weight.
Yeah, she has lost weight.
She looks really good. I don't know. I just know that
She's so strung on herself. Do you realize how many pictures she puts of herself on Facebook?
But Mom, don't you know that's a sign of insecurity, not confidence? People that are confident don't need to.
Well,
It's the insecure
she's
people.
for a husband. I don't know.
No, it's the insecure people that need to get those compliments that put that stuff on there. It's not the confident people.
Every time I go to work, somebody's telling me your daughter put another picture on Facebook.
Well, but it is sort of this generation, or this kind of me. What was that?
I don't know, something in the back.
Oh, you know, I put a bottle of antifreeze back there. Sorry.
Like me.
This generation is so. That's why I don't do Facebook anymore. It's just such a. It's so fun. I loved the Roseanne show, and it made me so sick how this liberal. Oh, I'm just so sick of all of it. But, you know, they have been sitting there bashing Clinton, or not Clinton, Trump all this time. Kathy Griffith had a whole comedian line about where she cut off his head and was hanging there and holding it.
Yeah,
And she didn't go to jail for that.
She didn't go to jail, but she lost her job and everything.
Well, Casey did.
Saying, you know,
Casey said she paid highly for it.
Yeah,
and
she did.
And it's been a year. But now she's got a new comeback show. And what is it called? Laughing Your Head Off. Laughing Your Head Off.
Well,
Now,
I'm glad for her because she didn't pay dearly for that one. But she shouldn't have done
well, at any rate, you know, Wanda Sykes sitting there saying that she's quitting being the producer on the show because she's so butt offended. But look, they've got video footage of her standing on the stage right after Trump got elected saying, I cannot believe we elected orangutan into the White House. That's what we're going to have, an orangutan. She sat there and did the very same thing. If they would just call a pot, call the kettle black. I mean, it's so, they're just so two-faced hypocrites. It's like the liberals can just bash and bash and bash Trump and not be anything about support. And then they called his daughter a C-U-N-T, which I absolutely loathe that word. I just think it's the worst of all words to say about someone.
That? I knew that they said that
she posted a picture with her little baby and this comedian, which I'm unfamiliar with, named Samantha B, posted a comeback.
Kathy's a big fan of hers.
Said, Ivanka, you're such a C-U-N-T. Why don't you get on a tight outfit for your daddy and tell him to stop being this or that? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Her kids are going to see that someday and you're calling her that? And I like Ivanka. I mean, I'm not, I just think this country is completely, I got cussed out the other day at Lowe's because I was buying sand for the kids' sandbox and I was in line.
What?
I got cussed out at Lowe's the other day because I was a veteran and I was buying sand for the kids' sandbox, and I was in the department at the hardware store where they've got those big carts with all the lumbers on them and they have to push them up to in the lumber department. So the line was 20 minutes long. I had one guy in front of me that took 20 minutes because there was a price check, and you know how that goes. The line ain't moving and there's nothing you could do about it, and it's not the guy at the register's fault. He just can't help it. He's got to call a manager, and the store is a football-sized field long. So by the time a manager gets there, it's 20 minutes later. So I'm waiting my turn. I'm not complaining. I get up, it's my turn. They get his situation resolved. Everybody in the line is behaving except this asshole behind me. And it comes to my turn, and I said, I bought a sandbox here. It's the Little Tykes one. I'm gonna need 50-pound bags of sand, which is, they told me to pull my van around here and you would load it, and I needed to buy it back here at this register. And I said, so can you tell me how many bags you think I might need and we'll ring them up? He said, I really don't know. I'm just guessing, maybe 5. And I go, okay, well, we'll start with 5. We'll go from there. And I said, and here's my veterans card or whatever. The lady said, Jesus, you fat ass bitch, just pull the veterans card. Just pay for your shit and go, bitch. He called me a fat bitch. Pay for my shit and go. And then he goes, doesn't even know how much sand to put in a damn sandbox. And I couldn't believe it. I just yelling at me for using my VA card. Oh, you're gonna pull the veterans card.
Was he white or black?
He was white. And the thing was, the guy who was kind of a meek, soft-spoken kind of guy like Sherwood, real gentle kind of guy, at the register, he put his hand on mine like this, and he said, honey, I'm so sorry. We appreciate your service, and I'm sorry that happened. When people do stuff like that, you just got to let it go. Because I started to cry. And what was more hurtful, though, was that if that had happened anywhere where I'm from, I know a lot of men who would have knocked his ass off of his feet. They would have just throat punched him. He would have been done. Especially the guys from high school, or maybe some of the guys that I grew up with, or the men that I grew up with. But no, the men all in the store just stood there and let him treat me that way. And all I'm doing is paying at the register for my stuff.
He obviously had a problem. You know, nowadays you don't know that they wouldn't pull it down to shoot you.
Well, that's the reason probably too why the guy at the register said, when this kind of stuff happens, you got to let it go. You can't confront it, because sadly we can't stand up for anything anymore.
That's probably what they've been taught.
Well, because for one, if you videotape it, it goes viral. You're in the next evening news spot. But it was so wrong, and it's like this country won't stand up for the flag. They yell and cuss out veterans who are using their veterans discount. I mean, come on. I'm buying the kids sand for their sandbox. If you're going to cuss out a grandma buying sand for a sandbox at the hardware store, what is wrong with our country? I mean, and the fact that we
I don't know.
served so many years.
17 different schools where the kids have killed other kids. So I don't know what the answer is.
I mean, it just makes me
scary.
It is really scary. But all politics aside, Landon, and I haven't sent you the pictures, I'll have to show them to you, but he's totally into redheads. He's a ladies' man. And he likes the girls at the pet store. Look at this beautiful lake here, like your house. So, okay, there's 3 corporations that their headquarters are in Kansas City. There's Hallmark, there's Sprint. This is where all the executives in the mansions, this is where they all live.
So many nice houses.
Yeah, this is where they all live.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so you're on the VIP tour, really.
I can't even imagine what any of these houses would cost.
They're $1 million estates, but the thing is, I'm taking the back road because there's so much road under construction right now that if I got caught at rush hour, if I got caught at rush hour, I'm sorry they hit all these stoplights, but if I got caught in rush hour on the highway, I'm afraid that we'd never get there. But at least we could stop and go at the stoplights, you know.
Well, you did pretty lucky. You got several green.
Hey men, this is a Kansas City Men's Clinic with a heads up for any of you suffering from...
This is a new hospital we just built called St. Luke's Community Hospital, which is probably about the same size as Sparta, maybe. And then Casey and Ellie live right back up to the other hospital.
Turn your radio down just a little bit. I can't hear you.
Oh, I turned it up because I thought I was boring you, probably. Casey and Ellie live right across the street from the other hospital that's the sister hospital to that one. So it's walking distance to that hospital. And,
well, you know, I'm worried about them having one car. One of the kids got sick. How would she get them?
She could literally walk across the street to the hospital, or they could just come and get them and go right there. But, or they could call an Uber if they had to. But
can't even
Oh, I've got the antibiotics in my purse. Let me give it to you soon.
Oh, thank God. You wouldn't believe how miserable I am.
Oh, I believe it.
This happened like 2 weeks ago, and I thought I'd got better and I was over it. I don't know if the pressure from driving done it or...
Now, you're not allergic to Augmentin?
No.
Here, well...
Just throw it. Just throw it.
No, I'm not going to throw it. It's a great big pill. Here's one for getting you started. It's 875 milligrams.
Wait a minute. I have to undo my belt. Just wait a second.
Well, in the meantime, I'll get out the rest of them.
Well, you'd think I could get out of the damn belt. Try doing it again, Penny.
I can't reach any farther and drive the car.
Either. Hell's fire. I can't get the damn belt undone. What do I do?
You just push a button, but I didn't ever have anyone tell me that it won't come undone on them.
I think I'm too good. I mean, I can see the other one's red. I know.
I have a hard time reaching down for that seatbelt when I'm putting Landon in the car seat, which is why I took that door out, or that seat out, so I could get to the buckle easier too. It's probably just a little hard. I'll just pull over right here.
Penny?
Sorry. I didn't know it was... I didn't know it could pop out.
Okay, now I got it undone.
Did it get all over you?
No, I went their floorboard.
The whole thing?
No. Just a little bit. One, is that all?
Just take one for now.
Okay.
I need to know how much of it went in my floorboard to vacuum it out before it gets... Is it bad?
No, not really.
Okay.
Are we about there?
Yes.
I don't want to put my belt back on.
Yeah, we're almost there.
You think Kathy can find us?
Well, I'm taking all the back roads because of the construction and the fact that it's rush hour on a Friday. It's 5 p.m. on a Friday night, Mom. Look at the traffic. Otherwise, it would be a easy breezy highway hop on and hop off. It'd just be one straight shot there, get on the interstate, get off at the exit. But we're up at the worst time of day to try to get there.
Has she been out there once?
She's been to their other place. This is where their other place was.
I was thinking she told me she had been there. Maybe not. Did she talk to Natalie maybe on the phone?
No, not at the new house. She may have called her. Nellie had a birthday recently. What was wrong with your seatbelt?
It was just tight because I'm fat.
Well, I'm fatter than you are. Did I tell you about that guy who went into the bar and was going to tell a blonde joke?
About 3 times.
Oh, did I? I don't have any new jokes. Do you have any better ones?
No, I can't tell jokes. Vernon asked me not to tell jokes.
Well, I told it to Irma. You know, I probably didn't tell you 3 times because I told it to Irma, and then Irma said she was going to try to remember it so she could tell Kathy. So
Vernon asked me not to tell jokes. He says you mess them up, and then if they ever really hear them, say they already know the punchline because you messed it up.
oh,
And he asked me not to say sayings because I always mess them up too.
oh.
He was polite about it, but you know.
Now we've got a script here for doxycycline or clindamycin. 300 milligrams, 1 PO TID that will drop off. When I get there, I'll look and see where the closest pharmacy is. 1 by mouth 3 times a day for 10 days. But that's augmentin, and that ought to get you till you get home. Do you have antibiotics at home?
I've got, what's that first thing you said? Enzyme?
Doxycycline?
I think I got that at home.
Okay, I thought I had doxycycline. Actually, this is clindamycin. I haven't cashed in the script yet because I was holding on to it in case I needed it, and I always keep one in my wallet.
For it, and you just give me enough to get home, and then you can have the rest of it.
Well, the thing is I felt like I had a tooth that was going bad, and this clindamycin covers a broad spectrum of things with possible tooth infection, and so she said she better give me something to cover more.
He thinks his bladder and my bowels, when I couldn't go, he thinks it's swelling from my back is what's causing it. That, or I don't know, every time I have the injection it seems like it happens. I feel so old. I feel like everything's going wrong. I thought about getting a van ever since I rented that one, you know, to come out here in.
Yeah.
It was a Chrysler black. I really liked it.
I don't think I'd ever be a big fan of driving a car again, just because Nellie's mom and dad are looking at... Oops, that was me. I'm sorry. Well, Nellie's mom and dad are looking at getting them a van, a used van, you know. This guy over at the Chrysler dealership has one the same year, a year newer than this, solid black, with gray interior, just like this, with only 70,000 miles on it. Pampered like a baby, and I want it really. I really, really, really want it.
For yourself or for them?
Well, I'd like it for myself, and because this is getting high miles on it, but he wants $6,000 for it, and it's worth $6,000. It's worth its weight in gold with that mileage, you know, and the fact that it's always been maintained at the Chrysler dealership. And the salesman from Chrysler is a patient of mine. But
well, they probably need a van for all those kids.
Well, the thing is, her mom, they were looking at different things, and right now they have a Nissan Pathfinder. They have her mom's old Nissan Pathfinder, which is in real good condition, but tomorrow Blake's supposed to work on it. They do about $500 worth of work on it, and when he does, Casey said it's scheduled from 3 in the afternoon. Casey works in the morning, and then Blake is supposed to have their car from 3 to 7. And so it would be tomorrow evening before you and Kathy could come out there.
Well, that's okay, Penny, whatever.
And I said, because he's got his car scheduled to be in the shop tomorrow. And I said, that's fine. We'll come out tonight for a little while, and then if we can make it back tomorrow, or if you can't, then Kathy and Mom.
I think Kathy's kind of wanting to. I don't know, maybe she might get away from Judy, I don't know.
I feel bad. I don't want to mistreat Judy, but at the same time,
I don't think she'd want to come, but...
How bad a health is she in?
Well, she's getting injections in her neck or in the back of her head for her neck. I think she does pretty good for her age.
How old is she?
She's older than I am.
See why I didn't want to get on the interstate, Mom?
Yeah. But Judy's Judy. She ain't going to change any. just gotta expect, you know, appreciate the fact that she looks after Kathy and Kathy looks after her.
Landon was at the pet store, or where was he? Oh yeah, he was at the pet store. And I told you he likes redheads. And the girl at the store was, her name was Kat. And they had the dog food stacked about 6 bags high, and we